Alright, this is the Firebird in question. I've just cleaned the engine bay a little. I ran sea foam through it, so you will see some smoke sometimes, but that should subside within about 15 miles as the detergent works through. This is the interior. There's no radio at the moment. The brackets will need work if you want to put one in, but the heating works, and that's just about it. As you can see, we have 180,000 miles, about 183. The ticker went over once, so it looks like 83. The key I have with it is a bit rusty. I'll clean that up for you. I had a spare one, but it was stolen, so I have to make another one. The electricals are working. The fuel pump just turned on, as you can see. The dummy lights are working. We'll go ahead and start it up. Starts up pretty quickly. It is a bit loud, as there seems to be a minor exhaust leak on one of the headers. I have repaired the exhaust many times. It seems just very stubborn and it wants to be heard. I suppose I can't blame it. It was misfiring, but I later figured out that it's just a spark plug that came undone when I cleaned the engine, so no problems there. As you can hear, it's running just fine. It's a bit loud, like I said, but for the most part, it is working. The muffler has been replaced recently. It's just simply there's an exhaust leak right about there, in that area where in the headers meet the exhaust that goes down, right about there. I can't quite think of the word of it right now. The AC is not connected at the moment. It is still there if you want to connect it. It simply needs to be recharged. I charged it once. It worked for a little bit, but at the end of the day, your best bet is to take the T-tops off. Which do not leak, by the way. Did get a bit of a wash, but not a proper one. And there is a dog. He very much approves of the vehicle. The tires will need replacing. This is one of the newer tires. The one back there is also somewhat newer. So you could maybe get about 5,000, maybe, but I highly suggest replacing these. If you're going to be buying this car, you're going to need to replace the other two wheels. It's simply not safe to drive on these wheels, especially with this car, as it does have issues handling in the winter time, as it's a rear-wheel drive car and it doesn't have too much weight at the back. So as you can see, there's hardly any tread on here, but these are the original radial TAs. Fantastic looking wheels in my opinion. And you will see a bit of exhaust fumes. Like I said, that is very normal while it is running detergent through the engine. It's going to clean up all those carbon deposits. It's going to run very nice for you. Like I said, you need to replace this. Here's a bit of damage from when my brother hit a stump in this car. That was the only time he drove the car. So figures, but these lights will not work, but it is completely safe as the back lights are working. These are more just reflectors at this point. But as you can see, this is mostly the body damage is mostly in this area. A couple little bits on the fender. The bumpers do have a bit of scratches and whatnot, as the paint did not adhere very well to the bumpers, as they had a bit of scratches beforehand. The paint job is okay. It's not the greatest. It was painted by me, my first paint job. I used proper paint so it will stick and stay on. You will not have to deal with much oxidation or anything of that nature. It's just going to stay red from a distance. From a distance. And boy, does this car look good from a distance, I must say. Look at it. You're not going to get that kind of sweeping hood these days. It's just not something you can find. Taillights work. The headlights work. We'll take another step inside here. Go ahead and show you the headlights popping up. Pop up just fine. Both of them turn on. They're not very bright, so you will be running the brights pretty much at all times. As you can see, they do pop up. The running lights work. It's very hard to find these that have the headlights pop up. I had to fix those myself. It's a nice feature of the vehicle. So it looks pretty sexy during the day, and at night it looks like a classic 80s car. The bumper doesn't quite fit flush with the front here. It's mainly because it isn't properly adhered, so you could take it off and kind of fix it up a bit, but at the end of the day, I'll just live with it. So yeah, it's been running this whole time, still running smooth. The fan will kick in, so you don't have to worry about overheating. And there you have it.